Valmiki Ramayana, Kishkindha Kanda, Book number 4, Sarga 31, Roman numerals XXXI 31. The Envoy. Thus Rama spoke, and Lakshman then made answer to the Prince of Men. Ye, if the Vanar, undeterred by fear of vengeance, break his word, loss of his royal power ere long shall pay the traitor for the wrong. Nor deem I him so void of sense to brave the bitter consequence. But if enslaved to joy he lie, the scorn thy grace with blinded eye, then let him join his brother slain, unmeet were such a wretch to reign. Quick rises, kindling in my breast, the wrath that will not be repressed, and bids me in my fury slay the breaker of his fate today. Let Bali's son thy consort trace with bravest chiefs of Vanar race. Thus spoke the hero, and aglow with rage of battle seized his bow. But Rama thus in gentler mood with fitting words his speech renewed. Know, hero, with a soul like thine, to paths of sin will e'er incline. He who his angry heart can tame is worthiest of a hero's name. Not thine, my brother, be the part so alien from the tender heart. Nor let thy feet, by wrath misled, forsake the path they loved they loved to tread. From harsh and angry words abstain, with gentle speech a hearing gain, and tax Sugriva with the crime of failing faith and wasted time. Then Lakshman, bravest of the brave, obeyed the best that Rama gave, to whom, devoting every thought, the Vanar's royal town he sought. As Mandar's mountain heaves on high, his curved peak soaring to the sky, so Lakshman showed his dread bow bent like Indra's in the firmament. His brother's wrath, his brother's woe, inflamed his soul to fiercest glow. The tallest trees to earth were cast, as furious on his way he passed. And where he stepped, so fiercely fleet, the stones were shivered by his feet. He reached Kishkindha city deep, embosomed where the hills were steep, where street and open square were lined with legions of the Vanar kind. Then, as his lips with fury swelled, the Lord of Ragu's line beheld a stream of Vanar chiefs outpoured to do obeisance to their lord. But when the mighty prince in view of the thick coming Vanars drew, they turned them in amaze to seize crags of the rock and giant trees. He saw, and fiercer waxed, waxed, waxed his ire, so as oil lends fury to the fire. Scarce bade the Vanir chieftain seen that wrathful eye, that troubled mien. Fierce as the gods who rules the dead, when turned in wild affright they fled. Speeding in breathless terror all, sought King Sugriva's council hall, and there made known their tale of fear, that Lakshman, wild with rage, was near. The king, untroubled by alarms, held Tara in his amorous arms, and in the distant bower with her heard not each clamorous messenger. Then summoned at the Lord's behest, forth from the city portals pressed, each like some elephant or cloud, the Vanars in a trembling cloud. Fierce warriors, all with massive jaws, and terrors of their tiger claws. Some matched 10 elephants, and some 100's strength could overcome. Some chieftains mightier than the rest, 10 times 100's force possessed. With eyes of fury Lakshman viewed the Vanars, 3-armed multitude. Thus garrisoned from side to side, the city walls assault defied. Beyond the moat that girt the wall, advanced the Vanar chiefs and all. Upon the plain, in numbers made, impetuous warriors stood arrayed. Red at the sight flashed Lakshman's eyes. Red at the sight flashed Lakshman's eyes. His bosom heaved, tumultuous sighs, and forth the fire of fury broke, like flame that flashes through the smoke. Like some fierce snake the hero stood. His bow recalled the expanded hood, and in his shaft had bright and keen the flickering of its tongue was seen. Wow. And in his own all-conquering might, the venom of its deadly bite, Prince Angad marked his angry look, and every hope his heart forsook. Then his large eyes with fury red to Angad Lakshman turned and said, Go tell the king that Lakshman waits for audience at the city gates, whose heart, O tamer of thy foes, is heavy with his brother's woes. Bid him to Rama's word attend, and ask if he will aid his friend. Go, let the king my message learn, then hither with all speed return. Prince Angad heard, and wild with grief, cried as he looked upon the chief, 'Tis Lakshman's self, impelled by ire, he seeks the city of my sire. And the fierce words and furious look of Raghu's son he quailed and shook. Back through the city gates he sped, and laden with the tale of dread, sought King Sugriva filled his ears, and Ruma's with his doubts and fears. To Ruma and the king he bent, and clasped their feet most reverent, clasped the dear feet of Tara too, and told the startling tale anew. But King Sugriva's ear was dulled by love and wine, and languor lulled. Nor did the words that Angad spake the slumberer from his trance awake. But soon as Raghu's son came nigh, the startled Vanars raised a cry, and strove to win his grace, while dread each anxious heart disquieted. They saw, and as they gathered round, rose from the mighty throng a sound, like torrents when they downward dash, or thunder with the lightning's flash. The shouting of the Vanars broke Sugriva's slumber, and he woke. Still, with the wine his eyes were red, his neck with flowers was garlanded. Roused at the voice of Angad came two Vanar lords of rank and fame, one Yaksha, one Prabhava hight, wise counselors of gain and right. They came and raised their voices high, and told that Raghu's son was nigh. Two brothers steadfast in their truth, each glorious in the bloom of youth, worthy of rule, have left the skies, and clothed their forms in man's disguise. One at thy gates in warlike hands, holding his mighty weapon, stands. His message is the charioteer that brings the eager envoy near. Urged onward by his bold intent, and by the hest of Rama sent, the gathered Vanars saw and fled, and raised aloud their cry of dread. Son of Queen Tara, Angad ran to parley with the godlike man. Still fiery-eyed with rage and hate, stands Lakshman at the city gate. And trembling Vanars scarce can fly, scathed by the lightning of his eye. Go with thy son, thy kith and kin, the favor of the prince to win. And bow thy reverend head, that so his fiery wrath may cease to glow. What righteous Rama bids thee do, and to thy plighted word be true. Absolutely, absolutely beautiful. Footnotes 362:1. The rainbow. Indra's bow, the rainbow. Now our faggots stole the rainbow from the children, for they are perversions. Now, when we see a rainbow, we unfortunately associating it with the perverts, faggots. Absolutely beautiful chapter. Description of Lakshman. his eyes red with fury, came to the city of the planet of the apes, the civilization of the apes, the Vanars, the Simians, the Semites. He was furious as a three-hooded snake with his own crown, his curved bow, and his arrows. He looked like a three-hooded snake, cobra, hissing and wondering why Sugriva not coming to Rama's aid. Absolutely beautiful. Sugriva is confident. I think he's just playing all relaxed. Sugriva is confident because he sent Nila to gather all the Vanars of every forest, of every mountain, all over the world to come to Kishkindha, to the planet of the monkeys. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Lakshman. Lakshman, Alexander the Great, Lakshman, Rama, Rome, Lakshman, the library of Alexandria, the Shastras and the Lakshman, the weapons and the Lakshman. Jai Rama Victa, victory to Rama, hail Ram, eternal Rome, Ki Jai. Ciao.